guys, welcome to another video. I know that it has been a couple weeks since I have posted, but I haven't disappeared. And I am actually going to a Renaissance fair this weekend, and I need to test out the hairstyle that I'm going to be doing. And I thought that would just be something fun to do while I kind of talk about why I haven't been posting as much, kind of giving just a fun channel general update. And who knows, maybe I'll find a way to slip in some channel tips for those of you that have authortube channels or want to have authortube channels. We shall see. I hope that I sound okay right now because I'm trying out using a different camera than I normally do. The camera that I normally record on is a really old, just handheld video camera that the video quality is not that great. I know that the visual quality on this camera is better, but I have yet to see about the audio quality, so we shall see. But anyway, the hairstyle that I'm going to be doing is going to be a braided, kind of milkmaid hairstyle, and I'm going to try braiding flowers into it. And these flowers actually ended up being the exact color of the skirt that I'm going to be wearing. And if you are interested in seeing my outfit, or if you'd like to see just a video with a bunch of general Renaissance outfits, let me know. I'm thinking about doing two different videos. One, I'm planning to vlog my trip to the Renaissance fair because it is my first Renaissance fair ever. And then two, I'm thinking about making a video about like some modest Renaissance fair outfits, because I know that sometimes Renaissance fair outfits, especially for the ladies, tend to be pretty revealing. So I just thought it might be fun to do a video that's kind of just a lookbook of me showing different Renaissance fair outfits that are modest and not revealing. So let me know if you're excited for that. I don't really know exactly when I will have that video made, but I will be vlogging this weekend. Don't know how long it'll take me to edit that video, but yeah, those are all things we're going to be discussing in this kind of channel update. So the first thing that I'm going to do with my hair, and this is going to be really hard to do without a full mirror, not like a full body mirror, but like a regular bathroom mirror. I have a little mirror off to the side here. I did not feel like sitting or standing in the bathroom doing my hair today. I was like, I just want to sit in bed and do my hair today, so that's what we're doing. Plus it's a little easier to talk to the camera in my bedroom. I have a feeling that the acoustics in the bathroom would be very, very bad. I'm not like one of those YouTubers that has a whole setup where like the mirror's over here off camera, and I've never done this before, so we'll see. Okay, apparently sitting on a pillow is not a good place for my mirror. This is kind of a very improvised video. I did not even put makeup on before I did this video because I did not feel like standing in the bathroom and doing that either. It's one of those days. Okay, little context. I had most of my midterms and finals today. So yeah, that should explain a lot of things. I don't really feel like doing a whole lot after doing all of that. But it went well, so I guess that's what matters, right? I'm just going to have to hold the mirror, so excuse me. So I'm just going to part my hair as best as I can down the middle. It's not going to want to sit perfectly. As I go toward the back, my hair kind of likes to stick up there. Just using my fingers. Okay, so now I have it parted into two sides, and there's two different ways you can do a milkmaid braid or a crown braid, whatever you want to call it. One is you take your hair around the bottom of the head and then you wrap it up over the top. And unless you have extremely long hair, this, in order to overlap, is going to have to be more kind of towards the back of your head. And actually, from what I've seen, towards the back of your head seems to be more common anyway, and like kind of the Renaissance portraits that I've looked at. Now, I haven't looked at a ton, but it seems to me that, you know, it's not like it'd be a problem to have it far back on your head, but I don't like how that looks as much. And just for the record, for once, I'm not going for historical accuracy with my outfit. I just want to have a fun Renaissance fair outfit that can be as unhistorically accurate as I would like. What I am going for is a very cute kind of boho look. In order to have more bulk of my hair at the top and also have it farther forward on my head, what I'm going to try doing, and I've done this before when my hair was a little shorter, is starting your crown braid at the sides, not overlapping, and just coming over the top, which isn't going to look as good in the back, but that's okay because it will look amazing in the front. So I've already brushed my hair, never hurts to give it one more brush through. And so I am going to braid this. Now, whenever you're braiding your hair in order to do something with it, it's always important to keep in mind what direction your hair is going to be going when you're done braiding it. For example, if I was going to be crossing this hair around the back side and up over the top, I would hold it like this when I'm braiding so that it will naturally want to go in that direction, because otherwise you end up with a big bulge here, a big poof, and that's not fun. That doesn't look quite right. Now, it's tricky though, because since I'm going to be going up, but I also don't want my braid to start like halfway up my head, it's going to be a little trickier. What I'll probably do is braid it like I normally would, and then when I fold it up, I'll just use bobby pins to kind of hold this hair in place so that when I pull it up, it doesn't like do this. It doesn't poof out, which, I mean, could be a look, but it looks kind of funny in the back, so we'll just see how it goes. I hope you can't hear that. The neighbor just started, I don't know if he's leaf blowing or weed eating or what. But anyway, while I'm braiding my hair, I guess maybe I could let you guys know why I have not been posting as much on my YouTube channel. And there are a couple of reasons. The main one being college, as you might have guessed. I am taking 16 credit hours right now and working and, you know, still doing other things, have other commitments, and it's a lot. It is a lot. And editing YouTube videos might not seem like it takes a long time, but when you could be spending that time doing homework, it kind of is a long time. And that's the main reason why I have not been posting as many YouTube videos here on this channel. I don't know why I'm turning my head this way. I know why I'm turning my head this way, because normally I'm looking in the mirror trying to see what I'm doing on this side. Habit. There's not even a mirror that I'm looking into right there. It's just habit for me to turn my head so I can see what I'm doing. Anyway, sorry, it's so weird. I keep wanting to do that. Anyway, weird Careena thing. That's the main reason I haven't been uploading as much, is because I just could be using that time to be doing homework, and I could also be using that time to actually be writing. Now, I have not completely fallen off the writing trail, I guess that's not a phrase. I haven't completely stopped writing, but I certainly haven't been writing as much just because there's a lot of homework. This isn't like last semester when I was just taking one class to get a feel for it. Fair enough, that class was extremely difficult. Maybe I will leave a little bit at the end so I can pancake the braids a little bit. Anyway, like I was saying, that class was extremely difficult, but I still wasn't taking the course load that I am now. So last semester, whenever I was releasing free, that was a lot, but it wasn't the same. You know, now it's totally different. It's a totally different ballgame. So I've just been trying to balance everything, and if I have to choose between homework and editing a YouTube video or writing and editing a YouTube video, I'd really rather not edit the YouTube video a lot of the time, if you know what I mean. Now, I feel like before I go any further, I need to say that I am not disappearing. I am not planning to stop my YouTube channel in any way. I just know that I am not going to be able to be uploading every week like I used to be. Realistically, it will probably be, once I get a groove, more like every other week. That's my goal, is for it to be every other week. I know that there will be times where school happens and maybe I miss an upload. I know that I've, obviously not been uploading as much the last couple of weeks, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Going into college, it's not reasonable for me to be uploading consistently, as in like all the time, across 2 channels. And that's the other thing. I don't know how many of you watched my recent vlog that talked about, I'm trying to remember which vlog that was. Anyway, it talked about how I started a second YouTube channel. I started an ASMR channel, and I don't know that I mentioned this in that vlog, but that ASMR channel was and is a way for me to practice my filmmaking, acting, and costuming skills. And honestly, it's just an excuse for me to dress up in costumes and create characters, but those are all skills that I want to be practicing, because I know I don't really talk about it on this channel and I haven't really had great outlets for it, but I am really interested in theater and filmmaking. Unfortunately, I don't really have any experience. The most film thing I've ever made was my book trailer, which I'm actually pretty proud of and have gotten some great feedback on. But I haven't made any short films or anything like that. I'm hoping in the near future to start making more film type stuff, even if it's just maybe making book trailers for other books that I've enjoyed, like just practice, making a cinematic piece. But that's something else that I enjoy, and ASMR is a way for me to do that, and in some ways making ASMR is more fun than making advice videos. Now, like I've said, I'm not going to stop making, my writing videos, but editing a vlog is a lot of work, and editing an ASMR video is arguably even more work. But an ASMR video is just a little bit different, and so that's where there have been a couple times where I had a choice between, do I want to edit my ASMR video or do I want to edit my writing video? And because ASMR is a fun, shiny new thing for me, I've been choosing to edit my ASMR videos. Now that being said, I still have not uploaded an ASMR video in like
over a month.
But you kind of see how I'm trying to balance everything. And those of you that have taken college, or I'm guessing even those of you that haven't, you know what I'm talking about. You're just trying to balance everything, and there are some things that just kind of aren't as much the priority. And my YouTube channel hasn't been as much the priority. I've still been very active over on Instagram, which if you're not following me, please do, because if you think the stuff that I put out here is funny, or if you think that I put out some witty stuff, which I don't know how witty I am here, but you know, some of you guys think I'm funny, you guys gotta check out my reels, because I have some funny stuff. At least I think it's funny. And also, like, just I like to dress up in costumes and do cool transitions. Words are hard. Do cool transitions and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, go follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Careena's Adventures. We have fun over on Instagram. We, meaning, you know, me and my friends over on Instagram, my followers. We have a good time, you know, nerding out about seafaring history and writing stuff. So anyway, I now have my braids, and I have left apparently a much longer tail on this one than I have on this one. So we'll see how that goes, if that ends up being a problem or not. Now we come to the part that's going to be pretty hard to do without a regular bathroom mirror, and I'm going to see if I can't just like put my mirror between my legs, like since I'm kind of kneeling on my bed, and just hold it like that. That's probably not going to work very well. Not very well as in not at all. Put it on the bed in front of me. That will have to do for now. That's not gonna work real well. But here we are. I'm not a professional beauty hairstylist YouTuber, so you know, here we are. But anyway, what you're gonna do with this is you're gonna cross this over the front of your head. And I don't know if you can see, but there is this little poof right here where the first section of your braid is. If you take your braid and you kind of twist it a little bit, it helps that poof at the back lie flat. And I'm still going to use a bobby pin there, maybe a couple, but that helps if you kind of twist it like that. And I just realized I forgot something. I totally forgot about the flowers that I was actually going to braid into my hair as I braided. This is what happens when Careena tries to talk and do things at the same time. It doesn't usually work out very good. Let's start, while we're here, just trying out pancaking these braids and see if that gives me the look that I want, or if it just kind of makes a mess. So we are pancaking. My hair doesn't pancake very well. Pancaking is just when you pull on the sections of a braid, kind of pull it out of the hair tie a little bit, and it just kind of makes everything kind of puff a little bit. My hair, like I said, doesn't pancake very well. But now you can see I just kind of have a wider, puffier braid. The end part is tricky and can be weird sometimes. The ending is a little bit funny, but here we are, pancaked braid. Let's see how that looks whenever I pull it up over the top of my head. Okay, so you see how that kind of spread out the braid and made it a little wider? Let's compare that to this other side. Let's see, non-pancaked one, pancaked one. There's not that big of a difference, but I think with the flowers, because the flowers are pretty, you know, a lot wider than this braid, I think that they'll look better with this braid because the difference between the width of the flowers and the width of the braid won't be so huge. So let's try that. Let's try two things actually. Let's try sticking the flowers into the already pancaked braid, and let's try taking this braid out and braiding the flowers into the braid and then pancaking it, and let's see which works better. So let's do that. Okie dokie smoky. So I'm just gonna very loosely pin my hair in place because I want to leave, you know, room for the flowers to stick into the braid. Let's do the twisty trick. See, this, if this braid had been wrapped around the bottom of my head, I would have a hard time getting them to meet and cover the ends up of each other here at the top. So if you pull it higher, like tighter this way, that also makes this poof accentuated. So if you kind of pull this down a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take these that I got at Dollar Tree. Ooh, that's hard to cut. Is that a wire in there? Great, now I have to cut this wire. How am I supposed to cut that? Nail clippers, maybe? At the very bottom, of course. Oh, there's a random cough drop in there. That's lovely. Okay. I hope this works. This is what all the craft kits when I was a kid told me to use to cut wire. Let's see if the craft kits... Craft kits had some good ideas. I gotta put my mirror back in its place. Okay, yeah, this is too long. You know, the other thing I could do is I could lay a couple of them just like under the braid and have them stick out. See, that's too much sticking out happening, I think. So let's try this part here is plastic, so that's a lot easier to cut. Let's try just cutting that and just sticking them in random places. These might be too big, actually. Maybe not, if they kind of want to stick up. They don't really want to lay flat in my hair. But I kind of figured that was going to happen, so. Ah, it doesn't want to come out. Well, good, that means it won't come out when I'm at the fair. I won't be leaving a trail of flowers behind me whenever the wind blows. Oh man, why did I just have a really funny scene flash through my head? And not scene as in just like a random snapshot, but scene as in I just instantaneously came up with a character and what they were doing. And all of a sudden these flowers start falling out of her hair, and who's here to pick them up but a handsome young gentleman? And of course you know how the story goes. Gotta attach stories to everything we writers do. So I'm just gonna keep putting these flowers in my hair, and you will get to watch a little montage of it. Okay, interesting. It's actually kind of cute. I think that maybe I can adjust it to where they look more like they're in the braid versus on the outside of the braid. But that's pretty much the look I was going for, so that's cool. Hey guys, editing Careena here. So I have since realized after looking in a different mirror and kind of just stepping back and looking at the hairstyle that it's way too much going on. There's too many flowers, it's just too much. They're too big to be worn in the hairstyle in this way. So just bear that in mind as you watch this video, that I know that the flowers look unproportionally big and there's too much of them. There's just too many of them. Too much of a good thing. I think if I had just left the original 2 flowers, it would have been fine, but this is just a good reminder for you all that not everything Careena does with her hair turns out right on the first try. It usually takes me a couple of attempts before I make a hairstyle really work how I want it to. So just remember that and bear with me, because I know that there are just way too many flowers in my hair right now at this point in the video, and it gets worse to some degree, but you know what? That's what experimenting is for. So enjoy the rest of the video and the fact that I have way too many flowers in my hair. Now I am going to pull out this braid and try braiding them directly into my braid. So back to channel update. So I already talked about how, you know, I probably won't be posting as much, but I'm still planning to be posting. Well, whole different type of channel thing is that I feel like my channel needs a good rebrand, like a good refresh. I got rid of my Anchor logo a while ago. Most of you guys know the Anchor logo that I'm talking about. I've had it for a while, and it's because I call myself the Anchored Writer on my website and on Instagram. And I've always loved anchors, of course. You know, you guys know how much I love seafaring type stuff. I got rid of that and decided to just have a picture of me as my profile image, because that's what all the writers do, and there is something to be said for, you know, looking like you're actually in the niche that you are in. Okay, so my camera ran out of battery. That's okay, because that gave me a chance to just finish putting the flowers in my hair, go to a different mirror, pin them up, and now I have a comparison of the 2 sides. So this side is the side that I did where I stuck the flowers into my hair afterwards. And then this side, which I don't know how well you can see it in the light, this side I braided the flowers into my hair while I was braiding it. And you can see there wasn't room for quite as many, but I kind of like how these lay a little bit flatter, but I like how these, there's more of it. What I might just do is like scatter a few in afterwards if I do it this way. That side maybe just needs like one right there, and then that way that one also faces towards the front a little bit, because this one, they're in the middle of the braid versus this one, they're on the outside of the braid. So I think if I just kind of do the best of the both worlds. But anyway, let me know if you guys have any ideas. Sorry, I'm looking in the mirror. I don't know if you can see the mirror or not. It drives me nuts how I can't see what I'm doing with this camera. I think it's cute. I might try another hairstyle though, just to see what I think. I also thought about doing like a half up. I've done them before where you kind of do a little skinny braid down the back, and then you bring a skinny braid into that braid, and then a skinny braid in on each side again, and it creates kind of this very cool, there's like 1 and then 2 and 2, and they all intersect, and I like to put little gold cuffs on them. It's a very like fantasy vibe, but I don't particularly like how I look in half ups, so hence why I went with this instead. But anyway, I think it's pretty cute. Hey guys, I'm just popping in here because I wanted to show you the hairstyle that I actually am going to be wearing to the Renaissance Fair that I came up with. I know I talked about how much I don't like half ups, but I did end up going with a half up, and it's perfect. I love it. It's so much better than the crazy flowers hair. So in the back, you can see that there are these flowers at the top of kind of a messy half up bun, and this is actually like the best messy bun that I've ever done in my life. I probably won't be able to make it look this good the day of, but oh well, hey, I did a great messy bun today. So there's that, and then there is on the kind of front side this little fishtail braid with a little gold cuff at the end of it covering up the elastic, and that's just kind of a fun little boho detail. I was gonna do braids on both sides, but this one took forever, so why do that when I could just do it on one side, and then it's kind of fun. It's just, you know, can sit here over my shoulder. So anyway, I thought you guys might like to see that. As far as the entire outfit, you will have to wait until those videos. I did practice doing my makeup too. I actually have 2 different ways of doing my eyeshadow on. You probably can't tell though, but I wanted to see which one I liked better. So the other thing is that I forgot to mention something in kind of my different channel updates, and that is I am now on Buy Me a Coffee. And Buy Me a Coffee is kind of like Patreon, if you're familiar with Patreon, but you don't have to do the commitment pledge part. You can if you want to. I do have kind of like I think they're called partners on Buy Me a Coffee. You can do that if you want to. I'm calling it Careena's Crew just because I thought that sounded fun. But you can also just do a one-time like tip jar sort of thing, and that's a large part of the reason why I decided to do Buy Me a Coffee and not Patreon, because as a college student, I don't have time to be creating monthly incentives, but at the same time, if someone would like to support me in a monthly way, that would be great. So Buy Me a Coffee allows both. The reason that I have gotten on Buy Me a Coffee is because I would really like to use professional editors for my novels going forward in the future. I know that that is really a best practice. That's really something that you want to do. But as a college student, I don't really have that kind of money right now. I have looked into editors and how much editors cost, and they usually cost at least several $100s. And so I thought that I would see and I would try out using Buy Me a Coffee to gain support and save whatever money I make from that to then use for editing services in the future. This is an optional thing. You do not have to do this. This is not pressure. I don't want to be like those people on the radio who are like, your gift and donation makes where this will be possible for everybody else, and if you don't, then nobody will get to hear our nice music. You know what I mean. But if you would like to support me in that way, I will put the link down in the description below. Again, you do not have to, but if you want to use it as a sort of tip jar, or if you would like to do a monthly sort of support, there is that option as well. So just wanted to cut in and say that, and of course show you guys my updated hairstyle that's not the crazy flower situation. And now I can finish telling you guys about my channel. So, channel branding. I feel like channel aesthetics, social media aesthetics, for anybody are kind of always evolving and changing. You're always finding new stuff that you like, kind of getting tired of your old stuff. And for me, I feel like color is a big thing. As much as I love blue and even purple, I feel like the overwhelming aesthetic of my Instagram and my YouTube is pink, because my room is pink and my room is where I film everything. So it's kind of hard to put blue in with that, because purple makes more sense. But the problem is that not only is my book cover blue, but I have started doing more and more seafaring costume stuff over on Instagram, and obviously it makes sense for the stuff with that to be blue, like the text, you know, the outfit obviously sometimes is blue, you know, the text would be blue to match the outfit over on my Instagram reels, and then here it makes sense for the thumbnail to have blue in it. But I'm just trying to like strike a balance, and it's one of those things where if you have a YouTube channel, don't be afraid to change it up. Sometimes I'm like, well, I don't want to change it up because I want my channel to have the same aesthetic throughout the entire time, but that's not realistic. I can think of multiple channels off the top of my head that have changed the way that they do their thumbnails and their intros, and they've had their channels for a long time, and every now and then they just change it up because their preferences have changed, their aesthetic has changed, and that's okay. Just as you kind of change, your channel can change too. Now, do you want to be changing your intro every week? No. But is it okay to change that stuff every now and then? Yeah, you bet. You might not have noticed, but I briefly had a different intro at the beginning of this year, and then I decided that I didn't really like it, so I just brought back an updated version of the old intro, which is what you will have seen at the beginning of this video. My encouragement to you, regardless of what channel you have, is use aesthetics and those types of things as something that's fun. And it's very hard for it to be fun sometimes when we get so caught up in having everything be perfect, but it's fun to design a new channel banner. I designed a new channel banner because recently I created a pink thumbnail that I loved so much for my video before this video actually, that I was just like, I want the channel banner to match this because the aesthetic is just perfect. It looks like a writer video and it was just perfect. It was the perfect pink thumbnail for my channel. So I ended up just recreating my channel banner. Honestly, probably needed an update anyway, but because I wanted to. And that's okay. It's fun to just come up with new stuff sometimes. And are you gonna have thumbnails that you look back and you're like, man, that just didn't really turn out very good? Yes, you are. I have them. I have them not even from that long ago where I'm just like, man, that thumbnail, the text is hard to read. What was I doing in the picture and the colors? The pose I was doing is all weird. But you know what? That's okay. YouTube is art, okay? And art, we're constantly learning and growing. Just like how I probably will tweak this hairstyle a little bit before I do the final version. You just have to be ready to adapt and grow, and that's a good thing. That's a fun thing. YouTube is work, but it should also be fun. So don't get so caught up in having all your aesthetics perfect that you miss the point of having fun and creating content that you love and that you would want to watch. This will be the last of my points. And that is, on my channel, I occasionally talk about costumes and things like that. I've been doing that even more over on my Instagram because honestly, costuming has become a very important outlet for me, because getting into a costume and pretending that I'm a different person, pretending that I'm a character is it's a big escape for me. It's very much an escape, and in many ways I've started doing that more than I have escaping through writing. Now I still enjoy writing and I am still writing obviously, but costuming has become just important to me in some ways. Now, you may be asking, okay, why aren't you posting more costume stuff than you are writing stuff if that's what you're doing more? But the reason for that is a couple of things. One, I don't really like filming costume tutorial type stuff. It's really time consuming, it's a pain to edit, and while it was, fun to do for a couple of things like my Renaissance days, or fun to do a, unboxing my Pirate Core, Sailor Core, thread up outfit, it's not really something that I want to start doing all the time. And then the other thing is, I don't know how familiar you are with the YouTube algorithm, but the YouTube algorithm, despite all the hate it gets, is really the way that new channels get found and the way that you find new channels that are new to you. Because the YouTube algorithm looks at your content, and based on how you've done things, particularly the title, it says, I wonder who would be interested in watching this video. Now, obviously your subscribers are gonna get it in their feeds, unless, it gets lost in their feed. But whenever YouTube decides to show your content to new people, it's looking at what is your content about. Is writing a word in the title? Is, costume a word in the title? It's a very basic gist. And if you have a YouTube channel, I cannot recommend enough that you just YouTube how to get found on YouTube, because you can find some videos on basic ways to get the algorithm to at least know what your video is, because if you don't do the right things, then the algorithm's not even going to know what your video is about, and that will mean that it doesn't show it to anybody because it doesn't know who to show it to. So for context with my channel, I make writing videos, and you will notice that a lot of times I go video title, double bar, keywords. And those keywords are things like write with me, NaNoWriMo 2021 vlog, stuff like that. And the reason I do that is because if somebody searches for NaNoWriMo 2021 vlog and I have that in my video title, they're more likely to see it. Because unlike Instagram, YouTube favors titles over tags. So on Instagram, you use hashtags to get found. On YouTube, you need to be using your title. And the reason that I tell you all of this, other than the fact that I think you should know it if you have a channel, is because if YouTube knows I normally put out stuff that's like writing, NaNoWriMo, author vlog, and all of a sudden I'm making a 18th century dress, which I haven't made yet, but would be really cool to make. YouTube's not gonna know what to do with it, because what you normally produce on YouTube is what YouTube expects to see from you, and YouTube looks at what you normally make, and it looks at the people that normally watch that kind of thing, and that helps it decide who to show your stuff to. Now, this is why I have seen a lot of channels that are small not getting like any subscribers, because you go to their channel and you're like, what is this channel about? Now, obviously I have seen small channels that are failing for other reasons, and honestly, I can't 100% say why any channel is failing, but I have noticed that there are connections between certain things. Like if I go to a channel and there's hardly any subscribers and I see that they don't have a clear niche, I'm not surprised. Just like if I go to a channel and none of their titles have keywords in them and they don't have any subscribers, I'm not surprised. And honestly, that's why it's so important to do research, because these people probably don't even know that they're not doing it in a way that helps them get found, because they don't know that that's how it works. And you know, that's okay. Some people would rather just post on YouTube, whoever finds it, and they don't really want to do research, and that's fine. But for the amount of time that basic research takes compared to the possible benefits and the possible making it worth more of your time to post, it just makes sense to do that basic research. I feel like I totally turned this video into a completely different topic. But anyway, my point is, because I usually do writing videos, when I make a costume video, the YouTube algorithm doesn't know what to do with it, because generally speaking, people who watch a lot of writing videos are not necessarily watching historical costuming videos. I watch both. Why did my phone just think that I said, "Hey Siri"? Do you ever have where your phone just randomly thinks that you said, "Hey Siri," and it does the da-da thing? And I'm like, I didn't say Siri. I don't know. Anyway, YouTube doesn't know what to do when I make costuming videos, so my costuming videos don't normally perform very well. Now, I know that there are people who have more than one YouTube channel. For example, Mariah Patty, who I really enjoy watching. She recently divided her channel into two channels, a world building channel and a costuming channel. Well, it's not really costuming, it's more sewing. But anyway, she's got a great channel. I'll link it below. I love her videos. I guess I could say she's got a great two channels, because I just said she has two channels. But anyway, I will link her main channel, her sewing channel, below. But I'm not going to do that with costuming because A, I don't put out a lot of costuming videos, and B, like I said, I already have my other channel, which is my ASMR channel. So for now, I'm just going to kind of try to keep doing what I'm doing here on YouTube, but it's possible that my YouTube and my Instagram are going to have different emphases. That's the plural of emphasis. They're going to have different emphases, because on YouTube, I can't get away with doing different types of things as much as I can on Instagram. And honestly, the fact that my videos that are about Christian writing tips in particular are getting the most views shows that that's what people are most happy to see from me in general. Now, I know that there are a lot of you guys that you guys just love whatever I put out, but you know, it is smart to, as a creator, be paying attention to what types of videos are doing the best, because those types of videos are something that it would be worth your time to invest time into making more of. And so that's just where I think that I am going to continue to post stuff
because I want to.
Like, you know, doing my hair and renaissance video while I talk about a channel update. This video is probably not going to get hardly any views because it's not really a searchable thing. You know, this isn't something people are looking for. Random people who don't subscribe to me aren't going to be interested in a channel update. Random people who don't subscribe to me but look at channels that are similar to mine, as in they usually post writing stuff, probably aren't going to be interested in my costume content. That's okay. I'm going to continue posting some things like costuming because I want to. For example, I have the Renaissance Fair coming up, and that has nothing to do with writing, but I'm still going to post it anyway because it's fun. Even though I'm going to be doing that, I'm also going to be trying to get back to doing more Christian writing tips videos and just writing tips and writing videos in general, like I've been doing, if you've noticed, over the past month or so. I've been doing more writing vlogs. I did a Christian writing tips video, so I'm just being mindful, and I think that that's kind of the most important thing as a YouTube channel, especially a small YouTube creator, is being aware. Being aware of what you're doing and how it interacts with the algorithm, but also just doing what you love because you want to. So that's kind of my advice for you. I said in the beginning of this video that you might be getting some advice, and there you go, you had it. There was something else I was gonna say, and I don't remember what it was. It's so frustrating when you can't remember something. Oh, now I remember. The other thing, and honestly I should have mentioned this earlier because most people have probably clicked off the video by now. The other thing is that how you brand your channel, you can brand it to where you have more than one thing you do. It's not common, and it's not always the best thing, but for example, if I just brand my channel as, you know, I'm a storyteller who loves to create imaginary worlds and loves Jesus, that kind of leaves open a lot of options, because then it makes sense if I every now and then upload a costuming video, because that's part of my creating characters and building imaginary worlds. It makes sense whenever I upload a faith video because I love Jesus and that's part of my channel. You know, I'm a Christian girl who loves the Lord and loves to get lost in storytelling. And I think that's also where, like, you know, if being aware, like knowing how you're presenting yourself can really do you a favor. Now, is that quite as broad of a genre as just being a fantasy writer? No, but being a Christian anything kind of narrows your genre a little bit, and that's a good thing. That's okay. I'm actually coming to discover that the fact that I talk about Christian writing in particular on my channel is actually what's bringing a lot of people to my channel, and that just goes to show that having a small niche isn't a bad thing. Having a defined niche is a really good thing, but you just don't want to have no niche. So that's where I'm just, you know, like I said, learning these different things, noticing these different things, and actually, if I have an open mindset, these things can be really exciting because I'm like, wow, people really want to see more of this Christian writing stuff, or wow, even though I know that my costume video wasn't going to get picked up by the algorithm, a lot of my subscribers watched that, and that's really encouraging. I just hope that this video has been encouraging to you, despite how impromptu, improvised, and random it is. But let me know down in the comments if you have any tips for small YouTubers, or if you learned something, and if you guys would be interested in maybe if I did some videos on starting your own authortube channel. I know that I'm a small authortube channel, haven't hit 1,000 subscribers yet as of the time of this video, but if you guys would still like to learn about how I do some things, let me know, because I have thought about doing an authortube series before. I've even thought about maybe writing like a little ebook on how I started my authortube channel. But just let me know. I am always open to video ideas, and sometimes I really need video ideas because sometimes I'm like, I don't know what to post this week. But anyway, there's my channel update. Thank you guys for being an amazing community, and I will see you next time. Most likely, I will be seeing you in my Renaissance Fair vlog. Bye-bye.